Good morning, little nerds. Today we're going to cover the 7 ways that you can boost your collagen without falling into buzzworthy trends, tricks, or traps. That is very hard to say altogether. I am Dr. Shereene Idriss, a board-certified dermatologist. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Every Saturday morning, we have a different topic that we cover regarding cosmetics, the beauty industry, ingredients, skincare, procedures, you name it, we cover it here. So get your asses out of bed, get your pens and papers ready, and let us jump into the C word, collagen. Collagen is one of those ingredients that have now skyrocketed across the beauty industry because there are now billions of dollars behind this particular ingredient. And with that, many different companies are going to try to jump in to cash in on your insecurity. The reality is, do collagen powders, do collagen pills, do collagen creams actually work? That is the question of the hour. And the answer is, and I'm going to just kill the video, no, they don't. Not really, and more scientific data is needed. We will get into that in a second. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of that and what you can do to help yourself, let's understand what collagen is. Collagen is a protein. It is a protein that makes up 25 to 35% of your body. In fact, it is the most abundant protein in your body. The reason we have collagen is because it acts like a glue that holds our cells together, allowing our bodies and our tissues to expand and retract, giving our skin bounce and elasticity. So when we grow, we don't snap in half. If we get fatter, we don't explode. And if we land on our knees don't crack in two because we have collagen in our skin, in our bones, in our tendons, in our cartilage, in our blood vessels, in our joints, in our eyeballs. We have it everywhere. But not all collagen is created equal. In fact, whenever I see, you need this collagen powder, I roll my eyes because I'm like, what type of collagen is it? And they never actually get into the type of collagen that they're replenishing supposedly for your body. We know that there are at least 28 different types of collagen. And the 3 most common collagens are type 1, 2, and 3. Type 1 and 3 often coexist together, with 1 being found in our skin, our bones, our ligaments, certain organs, and type 3 being found in our blood vessels, often combined with our skin, our bones, our joints, etc. And that is one of the most abundant types of collagen that give us our plumpy, youthful appearance with retractability, elasticity, and bounce. Type 2 collagen is the collagen that is often found at your local CVS, pharmacy, Duane Reade, Walgreens, whatever it is, in form of joint replacement. The type of collagen found in your cartilage is type 2 collagen, and that's what gives our joints their shock-absorbing properties in our body that allows our joints to be nice and malleable, okay? We're not gonna do a sort of like, 80s dance, but that's literally what type 2 collagen does. So what causes collagen to decline? And this is where it gets a little bit depressing because there are 6 different reasons that causes our collagen to decline, starting with the most obvious, the aging process. But the fun fact is most people start to notice the effects of your collagen decline in their late 30s and 40s and start thinking, I need to replenish my collagen at that age. But the reality is you start to lose 1% of your collagen starting in your mid-20s, and it goes down after that. So what I find interesting is that today's generation, the younger generation, tend to notice the aging process slightly faster because they're looking at themselves so often in pictures, in videos, in cameras, in reels, in TikToks, etc., that they're seeing those changes happen in front of their eyes. Whereas in the past, when all of this didn't exist, everybody was just happy-go-lucky in their 20s and early 30s because they didn't see the effects, and it tends to hit you, boom, over the course of a month and even overnight in your late 30s, early 40s. We can talk about the 3 peaks of aging in a separate video, and I've done a TikTok about this, which I will link below. But aging is probably the biggest factor that leads to collagen loss. Number 2, and don't roll your eyes, is sun exposure. I'm not here to make you guys scared of the sun. That is not my goal. And honestly, if you're not even worried about skin cancer because of sun exposure, then let this part of the video just kind of tickle at your vanity's sake, because prolonged exposure to UV radiation, you're radiating your skin, you're basically cooking your skin. UV rays trigger something called matrix metalloproteinase, MMPs, in your tissue. So a proteinase is something that breaks down protein in your matrix, in your tissue. So it's breaking down protein in your tissue, causing the breakdown of collagen, leading to early lines and wrinkles and saggy skin. The perfect person that I think of is the aunt in Something About Mary. This woman has been tanned her whole life and her skin looks like a tanned leather bag. And even though she probably is in her late 40s, 50s at the time of this video, it's a very classic kind of situation of what the sun can do to you. So that's number 2. Number 3 is lifestyle. Now, again, don't roll your eyes. And I'm not here to preach, don't drink, don't eat sugar, don't do this. But everything in moderation is key. Smoking, I am here to preach against, is one of the most harmful things that you could do for your skin. You're limiting the blood supply to your skin. People who often smoke often look a little bit yellow in terms of their skin's color, and it will break down their collagen faster. Excessive alcohol consumption can also break down your collagen much faster because it is related to certain nutritional deficiencies. And alcohol equals sugar, and a lot of sugar over time can lead to inflammation and breaking down of your collagen. But again, everything in moderation. 2 drinks a week, 2 pieces of cake a week, you'll be fine. But if you eat cake with every meal of every day, obviously that is not a good thing. And if you start drinking alcohol before it is 5 p.m. across the world, then that is probably not a good thing either. So again, everything in moderation. Now, the 4th thing is one that we could do a video on sometime soon, but hormonal changes, menopause. Menopause is a bitch. If you've ever had a baby, the postpartum period is like menopause on steroids. In fact, your body goes through menopause at a much faster rate and a much faster explosion of hormonal changes in that postpartum period that you kind of have a sneak peek of what's to come. In terms of hair thinning, your skin looking dry, feeling hollow, feeling sallow, feeling ruddy, estrogen not being present in your body because estrogen gets depleted in menopause, and estrogen is needed for collagen synthesis. So that is something that is just not fun, that unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at the glass half full or half empty, we go through in life, and we just have to be prepared on how to address it. Number 5 is poor diet and nutritional deficiencies. In fact, certain foods, when we just don't have enough of them, can lead to actual syndromes like vitamin C leading to scurvy. And vitamin C is an ingredient that is needed in collagen production. Zinc can lead to other issues as well. In fact, excess alcohol consumption can lead to a zinc deficiency, or you can naturally have one. It's also known as acrodermatitis enteropathica. So it can be caused or it can be innate, but zinc deficiencies can lead to collagen imbalance as well as copper deficiencies. So having a well-balanced diet with all of these different ingredients and obviously amino acid and protein can give you your best chance of looking more plump and elastic over time. And the last is chronic health conditions like autoimmune disorders, diabetes, or even genetic disorders like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome or Marfan syndrome, when people are very, very tall, can impact your collagen production and integrity. So all of that can affect your collagen as you age. So the question of the hour, do collagen supplements work? The scientific overall overarching data is lacking in evidence that support these claims because a lot of the studies that have been done are not thorough enough. There are usually small number of participants in the studies that don't actually reflect the population as a whole. Plus, a lot of times in these studies, you don't have 2 groups. You don't have a group of people who are not using it versus a group of people who are using it. So you're not exactly comparing 2 groups equally. A lot of the studies are done on like 10 participants. We saw a decrease in fine lines and wrinkles with a collagen supplement, but the reality is placebo can play a huge role. And if you don't have an objective group that you are also following, you don't really know what's real and what isn't, because again, placebo is a big thing that can really affect the overall outcome of a study. Plus, a lot of these studies are funded by the companies themselves. So what are they going to say? Our product is shit, don't buy it? No, they're probably going to tell you, we saw a change in wrinkles. But did they really see a change in wrinkles in a real way? it's something that you kind of have to take with a grain of salt. There was one study in the Journal of Drugs of Dermatology that was published a few years ago. It was funded by the company itself, but it had an interesting hypothesis that when you ingest collagen, you're breaking down all that protein into tiny little amino acids that supposedly trigger your body into thinking you have a wound or you have some kind of imbalance that needs your own body's collagen to be revved up. And I thought that was an interesting hypothesis. It is still yet to be determined in a very thorough way. But I will link below some of these studies if you guys want to read them. I don't think it's worth going into because I do think more rigorous research is needed to draw definitive conclusions. So the key takeaway points are that collagen is a protein composed of amino acids. When it's consumed orally, it gets broken down and it makes tiny little amino acids through our digestive system that gets absorbed by our bodies, maybe or maybe not into our skin as building blocks for various different proteins. But it's unclear how much ingested collagen actually goes to our skin. And a good analogy would be like, if you put excess fuel in a car, is your engine going to work better? No, it's probably going to damage the engine at some point. And we honestly don't even know the long-term negative impacts of over-consuming collagen on our bodies and what that could do. So again, everything in moderation. I don't want to be the guinea pig, okay? So what are then the 7 ways that you can boost your own collagen production that is not bullshit, that is not fabricated in some kind of factory, and that you can actually do today to start helping yourself? Number 1, collagen boosting foods. Because the protein powders and the collagen powders and all of that, great, but you're not going to get your calorie needs for the day. You're still going to have to eat. So let's talk about what you can eat to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, shall we? You need foods with antioxidants. You need foods that are rich in vitamin C, and you need foods that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids and protein. So you're talking about like salmon, nuts, seeds, berries, raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, really rich in antioxidants, leafy greens like spinach, collard greens, kale, as well as citrus fruits because of vitamin C. All of these are collagen boosting foods that have been proven over time. Bone broth is a trend that has recently come about. It is worth doing or trying or looking into if you're looking to boost your own collagen in a natural way, because bone broth is rich in collagen building amino acids. I personally hate it, so I do not go near it. I don't like the taste of it. It weirds me out. The whole thing weirds me out. So I just don't go for the bone broth. But everything else, I incorporate into my diet. And when you're thinking of your diet, think of your diet the same way you think of your skincare routine. Look at it at a weekly view. Don't try to break up your diet every single day, because you're only going to get stressed out by it and not enjoy the process. Same with skincare. So if you're thinking on a weekly view, let me eat salmon once or twice a week. Let me get some citrus once or twice a week. Let me get some leafy greens once or twice a week. By the end of the week, you got it all and you're doing better than the rest of the population. Number 2. Obviously, if you go to a pizza shop, you're going to get pizza. If you go to a dermatologist, you're going to get sun protection. And sun protection is key because of the fact that UV rays increase MMPs that break down your collagen. Forget about skin cancer. So using sunscreen, reapplying sunscreen. If you can't remember to reapply sunscreen, or you don't like the feel of sunscreen, get at least UV protective clothing like the visor that has UPF protection, or even a lightweight, breathable, long sleeve shirt that is going to protect your skin over time. So there are ways that you can protect your moneymaker, face, neck, and chest, from the sun, whether it is through sunscreen or hats or even clothing, to really make sure that your skin doesn't break down prematurely. Number 3, and this is the part where probably you guys are super well versed and educated in if you have been following along, it's collagen boosting ingredients. Collagen alone in a cream is not going to help. And I got so much hate on one of my videos when I was like, this is shit, because they're like, it makes my skin feel good. Of course it's going to make your skin feel good, because it's coming in the form of a moisturizer that might have humectants in there that might give the appearance of more bounce and dewiness to your skin. But the collagen in the cream is doing nothing because it's too big to get absorbed into your skin. But there are ingredients that can help promote collagen production. Number 1 being, if you're an A+ student, you know this, retinols. Retinols are the tried and true proven ingredient over time that stimulate collagen production. They're not going to thin your skin out. Whoever said that needs their medical degree taken away from them, and they are not going to make you look worse in the long run. There is, however, a little red flag with retinols. It can be irritating. So if retinols are irritating to you and you just can't tolerate them, I got other ingredients that you could use in your routine to help yourself. Number 2 being peptides. Peptides are short chains of amino acids that are also the building blocks of proteins. One of the best peptides on the market is Matrixyl, also known as palmitoyl pentapeptide 4. It has been shown to stimulate collagen synthesis and help improve the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. I will link below various different products that contain this particular peptide so that we don't make this video all about products. I wanted you guys to really learn in this video. The other type of peptide, which is at the tip of everyone's tongue, is copper peptides. Copper peptides are a combination of copper and peptides because copper helps to support the synthesis of collagen. And copper peptides are great as they help with healing, and they have antioxidant properties as well. The big question mark about copper peptides is, can you combine it with the next ingredient, vitamin C? And if you're using the pure form of vitamin C, i.e. ascorbic acid, I suggest you use the copper peptides at night and ascorbic acid in the morning. But if you're using tetrahexyldecylascorbate, which is an ester form of vitamin C and which is in the active seal of Major Fade, the moisturizer contains this form of vitamin C, you can use them twice a day together because the ester form of vitamin C is not likely to get oxidized, and therefore it can be combined with copper peptides beautifully to work well together, because vitamin C is one of the building blocks of antioxidants that are needed in the production of collagen, because they also help to minimize the breakdown of collagen by free radicals, which leads me to other antioxidants like vitamin E, niacinamide, and even coenzyme Q10. I've spoken about vitamin E and niacinamide at length. I will link videos below. We've never really talked about coenzyme Q10, but coenzyme Q10 is a very important ingredient when you're talking about antioxidants, when you're talking about energy production, and when you're talking about enzyme activation. Coenzyme Q10, and I'm looking at this because I just got this from CVS. It is a Q10 anti-wrinkle face cream, is one of those cofactors that are needed in the production of collagen to A, minimize the breakdown of collagen, but B, to increase collagen synthesis by acting as a coenzyme. It is something that comes in that helps to boost the production of collagen by creating ATP, which is energy in the cell, and by activating other enzymes to wake up in the collagen production factory lineup. So it's a great ingredient to add. Number 5 that you can do at home, but I say beware, is microneedling. I much prefer microneedling in an office setting when you can go deeper and it's a much more controlled environment, because oftentimes the at-home microneedling devices are not all created equal. So you have to know what type of metal is being used, how deep the actual needles are, how deep and hard are you going, and how often are you actually doing this to your face. You really have to go low and slow and be more conservative if you're gonna do it at home, because you don't want to give yourself micro tears and burn your skin out in the process. Red light therapy, which is the light version of coenzyme Q10. Red lights, also known as LED lights, help to stimulate that ATP production within the energy production part of your cell known as the mitochondria. With ATP, we can produce more energy, our bodies can make more collagen, and we can make better skin in the process. And it helps with minimizing inflammation and calming all of that down. So red light has real benefit in the long run with collagen production and activation of growth factors like transforming or tissue growth factor beta, TGF beta, which is needed in tissue repair and collagen synthesis, as well as the activation of fibroblasts that secrete baby collagen. So it activates the source, it activates the energy part of the cells, and it also activates the repair part of your body. And then last is lifestyle. Again, I'm not going to tell you to go become a nun. It's not my goal. I could never do it. And honestly, I would rather be happy than miserable. But lifestyle as a whole should always be balanced. And anything in extreme, whether it is any sort of view, which we're not going to get into, or any sort of habit, which we're also not going to get into, anything in moderation is fine. 1 or 2 alcohol drinks a week, you're not gonna disintegrate. 1 or 2 pieces of cake, you'll be fine, as long as you are incorporating all of the other good stuff. So the other 2 things you should do, and I need to work better at, is working out. Any sort of cardiovascular or strength training, allowing your blood flow to be better regulated in your body, and sleep. I have to take my own advice here because I do sleep like 4 to 5 hours a night, but sleeping more regularly, minimizing the amount of stress, easier said than done, and working out 1 to 3 times a week at least can all help boost your own collagen production as well. So I hope this video was helpful because I wanted people to understand what collagen is and how you can help yourself before falling prey to all of the gimmicky marketing out there. And if you have any questions, leave them below. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys again next week. Have a beautiful weekend and a beautiful Saturday.